Let's go live to Tamborine in Queensland, where opposition leader Peter Dutton is speaking.
To provide support to local communities, to the government, to make sure that communities can get back onto their feet, to make sure that we can build back better and make sure that the investment goes into the community that makes it stronger as a result of an event like this. There are a couple of other issues around at the moment, obviously, and I'll just make a couple of comments, and I'm very happy to take any questions. We had the Treasurer out today, Jim Chalmers, telling Australians it's never been better. We've had the Prime Minister out in a moment that sounded very similar to what we heard from him 12 months ago and 18 months ago, and every month since then that the government's addressing the cost of living pressures. There's no sense the Treasurer being out there telling families that they've never had it better and that their wages are higher, because it's just not their experience. Families are doing it tough at the moment. People are struggling to pay their power bills. They're struggling to pay their insurance premiums. They're struggling to fill a car, and they're struggling to pay the prices at the checkout because they know that the prices of everything have gone up, in big part because of the government's disastrous energy policy. And the Prime Minister, the Treasurer, the Albanese government is slowly strangling the Australian economy, and Australians are feeling it in their own budgets. Small businesses know that there's a downturn in the amount of money that people are spending in their businesses, and people are really tightening their belts because it is always harder under Labor. We've said that before the election, and it's proven to be the case over the course of the last 18 months. And the Prime Minister out there saying that he's now asking Treasury and Finance to come up with ideas about how they can address people's cost of living pressures. That's what he promised to do before the election. He promised on 97 occasions that they'd reduce the power prices by $275. I don't know an Australian who has had a $275 reduction in their electricity bill. So the cost of food is up under this government, the cost of gas, the cost of electricity, and every other item under the budget at the moment is putting pressure on families. And this Prime Minister has not a clue as to what he's doing, and the Treasurer out today saying that people's nominal wages have increased when inflation has overtaken and eaten up any increase in wages. I think the Treasurer is either completely out of touch with the local community and the Australian people, or he's trying to hoodwink them, or maybe both. I'm very happy to take any questions.
What was it like inspecting the damage today? And although it's early days, is there anything that we can learn from this event?
Well, it's always confronting to talk to people who have had their lives impacted. I was up in Cairns on Christmas Eve, and in the northern beaches there, where people had their belongings stacked high on the footpath for council collection. Their lives have been destroyed, and in many cases it'll take years for those people to recover. In many cases the metal scars will be there for a long time, and it was a similar feeling on the ground today when you see the impact on Micah and Leah's place. It's the livestock that are impacted. It's the long-term impact on the community that takes a lot to recover from. And I really pay tribute to Jeff O'Connell, the Deputy Mayor here, as well as the Mayor, all of the council staff, the recovery staff that we spoke to, the job that the insurance companies are doing generally. The response has been pretty good in terms of the feedback of the way in which the insurance companies are engaging, and if there are problems, then we need to highlight those. But families have got a lot of hard days ahead of them, and I want to make sure that they hear the message that we're here to support them and to make sure that we can do everything we can to keep them on a track to recovery.